Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning. Tone, how are you, mate?
Morning. I'm good. I'm good. My last morning out here by the lake, and therefore, since I gotta pack up, I just stayed inside. Here you guys can see the view out the window, which is
Nice.
identical to the view. Oh, this is even cleaner looking than when I did it outside from the porch. But yeah, it's like a picturesque view out the window. It's awesome. All right. That's the only good thing about this morning because it's certainly not the price of Bitcoin.
No,
You want to go first or should I?
I'll go first. Fuck it. But look, oh, I'm sorry. I swore in the first 2 seconds of the show. That's rule number one. All right, let me get rid of this. Oh, hello, hello. Bitcoin looks frisky. We're all in. We're long, 100% long. No, let me go to a higher time frame and review where we are right now. Sorry, I was doing something else here. All right, so I want to start on the weekly time frame because this is good and bad, right? So just one second. Let me set up here. Good and bad. Like we're still above the 30 simple moving average. We're still at a higher low. It's okay, but as Tone's going to be a lot more bearish than I am. I'm not that bearish, but it's not good, right? It's not good. It's not good. As long as we're above the 30 simple moving average on the weekly, it's okay because the 30 simple moving average right here is still a higher low. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. It's not great. Tone, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts when we go to your analysis. I know you're going to be a hell of a lot more bearish than me. One thing that I'm extraordinarily keeping an eye on right now is the Copic curve. This thing, we've spoken about it before, is very, very, very near to the zero line. And this is why I said, look, I'm not that concerned because once we get below it, there's only one place to go, possibly further down. But then at one point it's going to break it to the upside again, which I love. So like it's this that dormant period where if the market falls and falls, it's okay, guys. We just hang on there because we've got the rest of the year, we've got next year. It's okay. Look for a great entry. But I mean, when this we've been through this many, many times. When this does cross down, it can take some time to get back over, or it can do it relatively quickly. But even on this relatively quickly time when it did this, when it had to go under, then came positive again, well, then you had a tremendous run after that. So it's not that end of the world. It doesn't mean we have to spend 6 months below it. Look, that's almost a year below it at this point here. But then when it came out with a vengeance. So you want to buy into strength. You want to buy it when it's coming over the zero line on the Copic curve, not when it's going below it. And for those of you who are interested in the Copic curve, it's a free indicator right here. But if you want to visualize it on your charts in a really succinct way, get Alphanumerics because it's what I call my phantom signals. Tone, if you'll allow me for a second, the price is doing nothing. Let me go into this. I'll turn off. I didn't know I was going to do this today, but let's make this a special show, a special presentation. Auto tune for a second. I'm going to go back in time to the start of Bitcoin. This is how powerful this Copic curve is for me. It's the reason I built it into Alphanumerics. Let's go all the way back to 2009, the start of Bitcoin. I've done a video like this on my channel before. We're just looking for purple candles. We haven't had any yet, but there hasn't been enough time, obviously, to develop the Copic curve. Now, we're looking for purple. Bang. That's our first one we've ever had. Sensational response off the Copic curve. Obviously, we know what the price of Bitcoin has done. Another one. Bang. Sensational response off the Copic curve. Going through the time now. Great green diamond on the bottom here on the charts. Okay, the first one we've had that wasn't successful. Bang. And Tone in 2015 will probably have a reason for that, but that was your first failure. Now, next one. Bang. Nice response off the Copic curve to the nice diamond top. Continued to run up. Another one. Run up. You're getting a theme here. Where are we now? 2017. The all-time high, it's time when I got into Bitcoin, everybody else did, coming down in price. Another good response, purple signal. This is the second since the start of Bitcoin years and years and years ago that was unsuccessful. I know why that was unsuccessful. I'm sure you all do. You all remember that? The COVID thing that happened. But when it recovered, we've had a fantastic signal here that ran us all the way into the all-time highs, had another one here that ran us up for the second top, and we had a fantastic one earlier last year that ran us all the way back to here and then back to 70K, the all-time high. So we've had a handful of them since the inception of Bitcoin, and all but two have been absolutely screaming sensational. So why am I not concerned that there's a bearish cross here on the copy curve? Well, it's not a bearish cross, but it is what it is, going below the zero line, because it means that later on this year, I hope we cross it, because I want another chance to proudly proclaim a phantom signals come in on the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, because they have been absolute money. And so if that occurs and it occurs again that we get one, I'm happy. I'm happy. So that's a long scope of what I'm looking at, but it doesn't help much with today's prices. But I think that that's very, very relevant. When I look down here at the EXA, just to transition now to Socrates' EXA and zoom way out, we are absolutely uncrossed. I was very bullish here when we had a bullish cross at a low point, but we're now below 150. Getting that bullish cross below 150 is always a positive sign. So I don't mind us having a flash crash. I don't mind us coming down lower, because I would really, really would be excited to see a full-blown bullish cross on the EXA. Once again, a free indicator. You can go to your indicators and find this. At some point from an extreme point, an extreme low point. The RSI is still sitting just above 50, but it's pointing in the wrong direction. I can't wait to see the copy curve round off back above the zero line. I can't wait to see getting an EXA cross at a very extreme low point. Considering the fact that we're at $60,000 and we're looking at really, really pretty extreme stuff on the EXA, and getting across the zero line at six on the copy curve at $60,000. This is not happening at 3,000, at 17,000, at 20,000. It's happening near the top. Gives me tremendous strength that the market has perhaps lower to go, but a great upside later on in the year and 2 years to come. Okay. Weekly looks shit. It is what it is. Daily time frame. It's been a bad day. Getting a small response right now. It's something. Still higher than here. So it's still higher than here. Maybe then we get a good response off this. But we are below the 7, the 30, the 50. They're trending downwards. They're plateauing. 200 is still rising. It's nothing. It's just, you should be out just waiting to see. Looking for lower or buying into strength. Finally, I'll finish with the 4-hour time frame. I think I've gone on long enough here. We had that bearish cross. We're coming up on an MRI bottom on the 4-hour time frame. We could see a rally back to the moving averages or push on through. I don't know. But we have got that MRI support and resistance zone has dropped down now. So above 63, I'm pretty happy again. That gap is not huge, guys. This could come to 63 and will be very, 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 very bullish. And at the moment, it could break these bottoms and crash down very, very, very lower. Tone, I'm coming back to you right now. I went a bit deeper today, a bit long term. I get a bit more perspective thinking when the price is where it is. And Tone will give you probably the reason why, more succinctly, why we're a bit concerned and why I'm in that perspective mindset. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. Before I go any further, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. And please join the Discord group, because there's all sorts of exciting stuff coming. And that's the place where you'll hear what's happening. Thanks, Tom. Take it away, mate.
All right. Well, Yeah, I'm not going to be very optimistic here. Just like in yesterday's show with Mark Wood was a lot more optimistic than I was yesterday. And yesterday, I basically, once the price was not above 63,000 by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, I pretty much knew it was over. So we'll get to my allocation in a minute, which is now 0. But there's one really important thing that I've avoided doing so far, something we could not do in this consolidation here. See, in this consolidation here, we had a horizontal channel. You really can't draw any other channel but horizontal. But with the current weekly candle, if it closes below 60,000 and this 4-hour MRI buy is rallying Bitcoin a little bit, giving people one more chance to get out before a real disaster sets in. So this is where shit starts to get problematic. Because as of right now, I can already draw a downward sloping channel, a downward horizontal channel. And that's a problem. And the worse this candle gets, and tomorrow's a holiday, that's not doing Bitcoin any favors. Okay,
You've
so
had
the volume
holidays
is only going to try up.
4th of July. America's had bank holidays almost every week. What's going on?
I will
Tomorrow.
say they added a holiday a few years ago for June. No, it's not as bad as Panama. Panama is about 48 national holidays a year. The United States is still only at I think it's now 11. It used to be 10. So yeah, so tomorrow is a holiday, and then the next holiday is not coming till early September. So there's nothing going on the rest of July and then August. But now this horizontal channel gets to trend down. And if tomorrow's candle is, if this week's candle gets us down, this is how bad this channel could be to the downside. This is still a valid channel, just like this. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to use the most pessimistic channel I can draw right now. And this is clearly, some people are watching my channel without knowing the tone-based rules on drawing trend lines, where you touch the maximum number of candles without breaking any of their bodies. Okay, so yes, I would like to draw something to touch the top of this body, but I'm allowed to draw it a little more conservatively, touching the top of that candle on March 11th. So this is my most pessimistic channel. It's touching the bottom of last week's candle, and I think this week is very likely to get us down to 58,000 by the time the week is over. Right now, my target is low 50,000, $48,000 range. There's something else I want to mention. The moment we started breaking these swing lows, and I know we started breaking them last week, but last week's candle was very, very bullish, giving us hope. This week's candle started trading above that candle, continuing the hope. That hope's now gone. That hope's not only gone, that hope has flipped into, at this point, maybe I should take a short trade and let's hope it crashes to 48. I mean, that's how badly the hope that we're going to go higher has now completely reversed. If you guys remember, I'm going to now go up a smidge. If you guys remember, back here, when Bitcoin crashed 50% from 60, like 4,000 at the high, all the way down to 30,000 at the low, at the depths of the low in the summer of 2021, where China banned mining and all that stuff. And then we rallied, and right here at the top, I was bullish because we were breaking all-time high. And once that failed, and once we got this red star candle on the weekly, if you go back to these videos, all you're going to hear me say, it really, really sucks, but I can't call a bear market until we knock out the prior low. You remember that, Matt, right?
Yeah,
And I
mate.
said, there's nothing I
Absolutely.
can do. TA is TA.
Because,
Until we
no,
go
and,
boom.
and I hate to say it, Tone, but when my wave turned red, we weren't doing shows together then. I probably messaged you privately. We were definitely friends at that point. I was out, absolutely out when that wave turned red. Didn't want to know about it. And I remember you spent maybe 2 months. It took you 2 months longer to come to terms with it than it did for me at that point. That's not a criticism of you. It just is what it is. You'll admit that.
Now your wave did turn green right here, and then it turned red
Yep.
again. Right.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But for
Yep.
me, but for me, I said, look, best for me, best case scenario. Okay, fine. Let's remove this final week right there. I still need Bitcoin to go below, close below this line at $34,000 before I can admit that we are in a bear market, just because of this weird structure. And I even said it back here. It's not going to do anybody any good. Like, you don't need to hear from me that we're in a bear market when we've, like 8 months later after we've fallen below 35,000. But this is where the bear market can officially be called because we've knocked out the prior swing low. And it's unfortunate because the prior swing low was a 50% correction. We are repeating this pattern right now. It's just a lot smaller and it's a lot earlier. And you
Later.
don't have to wait 9 months and you don't have to wait for a 50% correction. This is the same exact thing. It's just 1/4 of the size. And here we are again. We are breaking the prior swing low after not being able to establish a better swing high. This one was even harder because it did establish a higher swing high. This one could not. This is a disastrous looking chart. And the only thing that is saving us right now, and right now, I don't mean this week, I mean this year. The only thing that is saving us this year is that starting in September or October, there's no other place for Bitcoin to go but up. But we still have 2 months to September. And in those 2 months, we can have a 50% correction. And Bitcoin charts are looking like they are ready to just completely crater. And you can blame all the conspiracy theories you like that BlackRock wants to buy cheap Bitcoin or whatever else floats your boat. The thing is, I am completely out into a 0% allocation. I just want to copy and paste from here. Somewhere, there it is. It's been a
Yeah.
while. It's been a while since.
And just while you do that, Tone, like you might have noticed that I haven't been putting any trades on for the past 2 weeks. It's for the same reason. Do you know what I mean?
Where is it? Oh, it's not there.
There's 100% cash. Yeah, I haven't. I put one trade on this week for Bangbox and got 20% out, which would turned out to be probably the trade of the week there. But I haven't been trading. That's why there's been no. This is my trade. This is my trade. I've just been out because I've not been positive on the market. I can't call a direction, and with that wave red, I'm out. I'm looking for low entries, and I hear you. I hear it. Or a way higher entry. I'm fine with that too. But no,
I mean,
that's a
you
fair
know,
fair enough call, Tone.
I really wanted to put this 100% cash closer to 65,000 on the bounce into the rejection point, but I couldn't even do that. And you guys have no freaking idea how tempted I am to just put on a 50% short. I am actually unreasonably confident that we're about to crash $10,000. We're not going back to 10,000. We're not going back to 25,000. I still believe that there are places for it to hold. It says the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's the S&P 500 again. I'm like, wow, we rallied quite a bit. What is this thing? Why am I keep losing my BTC USD chart here? I don't know why. Save. I keep saving it. It keeps going away. And
I can't wait to read the comments that Matt and Tone have been bullish for 12 years, and this is the first time they've been bearish, and the price will rally fucking 40,000.
maybe maybe if the like I said, the only thing working for Bitcoin's favor right now, it's even going against the S&P 500. The only, which I think is topping, by the way. The only thing that is working in Bitcoin's favor is the Bitcoin's like time. It's the 4-year cycle, and I don't trust the 4-year cycle that much on a weekly scale. That's more like a multi-monthly scale that I trust it on. And I am so tempted to put on a short trade here. This is Like this is as disastrous as it gets. You don't get many clean opportunities to short Bitcoin. This is one of those rare times to short Bitcoin, and you're still pretty damn high. You're still at 60,000. You're a hell of a lot closer to the all-time high than the prior swing high. Remember, the prior swing high was pretty damn low. I mean, this is the prior swing high. It's down in like the 40s. This is the
Okay.
prior swing high area.
Okay, I have to ask. Let's just say hypothetically, and we can put a little tag in, a hypothetical tag, put it in a different color that you went short right now. At what price would you admit that you were wrong on the short? That's the most important thing. Entries, exits, and stop losses.
Oh yeah, no, that's easy. Um, um, well, so it depends on the leverage of the short. So
Exactly.
there's only two targets here. This is the daily chart. There's only two targets that admit I was wrong. The conservative target is a new daily high close, potentially a new daily swing high, get me above the 20 period moving average. That is that's level one, that my short was a mistake. But the real level, which means that if I shorted in a minor way, giving myself the ability to double down on the short, just like sometimes we take a smaller bullish trade and we have a lower level that allows us to double down specifically.
Bless you.
Excuse me. So the real resistance is here. There's a triple cluster of resistance. You have the moving average crossover that's about to happen, which is itself disastrous at 66,000, plus the MRI resistance line at 67,500. But if we drop down and make another, MRI move into an MRI low, then this MRI will go lower, right? So that MRI would actually drop down to the current candle. So this dotted line, this dotted MRI line, would actually be right here if we go down for the next, say, 10 days, right? And we make it down into the next 8 days or something. If we go down into the next MRI buy, this would be the next MRI resistance line, which is around where my very first line of, stop loss is. So this is my initial line for the stop loss. This is that, I'm chicken shit on my short line, but the real line is right here, 66,000. And by Bitcoin not even being able to get there this week means Bitcoin is extra weak. And this is a disastrous look for Bitcoin. So I am
Can I
fairly
say something?
confident
Can I say
that we
something?
are going down to the low 50s.
Okay. Okay. This just looking at this from a pure trader's point of view, just zoom in a little bit because I really liked what you were talking about there. I don't see there being a short trade with leverage on the table, and without leverage, there's no point in short trading. Even if you're just trying to 1x or 2x it. I'll tell you why. Because Tone is exactly right, I believe. But that the gap between where your stop loss is, your theoretical stop loss, I agree, is that above that 63,000 mark. There's too great a distance for any kind of leverage. That's far too great on this daily time frame. It's already you've missed the move already to go short here. You should have gone short from that moving average. Now, if you put it up to 66,000, 67,000, you're liquidated on any kind of position. So either you're a very small amount of money, highly leveraged, or you're a very, very large amount of money using like kind of like a 1x or a very very small amount of leverage in this position. Either way, I don't like this setup for a short, even though like people who don't leverage trade would see this and be that's a perfect short trade. The reality is if you were to use float, the indicator that I built here, the risk reward is quite difficult in this position right now. You'd have to put a way more conservative stop loss in. Otherwise, you're risking 20, 30, 40, 50%, even just where that red line is. That's my thoughts on this. This is why this is unshortable. You're better off being in cash and looking for a lower entry to get long in. That's my 2 cents. Tone, any thoughts?
Sounds like we should bring our contest back in.
No, but directionally, I think that you're right. I just feel like if you're putting any substantial money on it, it's quite a difficult trade. but
I would be comfortable with a 2 to 5x short.
yeah, and then that's totally fine. But if you're trading with $200,000-300,000, that's you're risking a 20-30% on that, which is tricky.
Yeah, in reality, it's very, very risky to short Bitcoin in general.
Right.
This just looks like a total disaster. We are back to the areas of where we had a massive rebound. This massive rebound was a clear capitulation, bounced right off a very good support line with the MRI, with a reversal candle. You have none of that. In fact, you have the complete opposite of that. You had an MRI buy that could not muster any strength. You are now consolidating. You're hitting this floor for the 8th time in a span of 2 weeks. Now we're now under all the moving averages. They are all about to be declining except the 200-day. The 200-day can still be support. I don't trust it that much. I mean, we've gone below the 200-day and got stuck there for a while on very, very often. I don't trust the price of Bitcoin right now. Whatever bills you have to pay that you needed to use Bitcoin for, I recommend doing it this week because you're going to be very upset trying to do it next week, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, my friend.
This is yeah, my only hope right here is this, right? If we were in a different part of the cycle, this would be yeah, it would be bad. We're now lower than all the other points, other than all the other cycles, other than the original cycle, which is the red one. It's debatable whether we should or should not have the red one here. First
Take
of
it
all,
out. Yeah.
it's skewing everything, right? That's why I have to zoom in so much.
Who did?
And yeah, we're below them all. The green was the slower one to get started, but it went higher than the purple eventually. Look, the other good news is if we do start to go lower and we hang around the low 50s into September, October, this would be the worst starting cycle path, and that could lead to one of the best performances later. But we deal with later, right? For now, I think we're going down to the low 50s.
I would love us to go down to the low 50s, get a weekly or 3-day green diamond, and then belt up from there, establish a floor, crack on with that purple signal, the phantom signal, but all of that happening from that 48-50 zone rather than the 15-17 zone, rather than the 3,000 zone. Have the floor be in the high 40s. Fantastic. Sets us up beautifully for a terrific run later in the year. All right, that's enough.
All right.
S&P.
Yeah. The S&P is up today. Today is the day before a holiday. All volume is going to dry up very, very soon. Gold rallied. Look at that. Must be a huge uptick in gold. Look, gold is flying higher. What's Bitcoin doing? It's going down. There's something is fishy here. Whenever something is very, very weird, I tend to stay out of the market. The S&P rallying, gold rallying, Bitcoin crashing. I can't explain it. When I can't explain something, I'd rather stay out of that market. Oil is rising. The Biden administration has just announced that they're going to start selling petroleum reserve in order to get the prices lower, just as I've been predicting that they will do in time for the summer and the upcoming election. There's a beautiful green star candle on gold. Look, it broke both moving averages. It broke a trend line. I didn't expect gold to rise. Hey, maybe this means Bitcoin's going to rally tomorrow on a holiday, but I'm going by today's candle, and today's candle is telling me Bitcoin is in serious trouble. The S&P is on an MRI top. I believe the S&P 500 is topping. I believe the Nasdaq is also topping, but as of today, we have a new closing all-time high. Bitcoin is once again dropping down and not following suit. Tesla has been actually, I'm not really sure if Tesla is or isn't the S&P 500, but I gotta double check on that. I know there was debates over that. I'm gonna glance at the Tesla stock real quick. Wow, look at that. Tesla is coming into a massive, I might have missed my Nvidia short, but I may get a chance to short Tesla. Look at this massive rally. MRI top is coming. Tomorrow markets are closed. So on Friday and then Monday, Tesla top is coming on Monday. What a massive rally for Tesla. This rally is not sustainable. It will crash down. Earnings is coming. And I'm not saying it's going to go to new lows. I think Tesla is a great opportunity into the future. But this is an unreasonable rally. It's going to come back down to earth. I'm going to try to time this one with the MRI. I'm not shorting it today. Maybe I'll miss this one as well. But I think Tesla will be topping in the very near future. And yeah, Nasdaq as well. So this is probably what's rallying everything a little bit. Let me get Nasdaq chart up, and we'll end it here. Nasdaq, I believe, is also MRI top on the weekly this week with a new all-time high. Would have loved to see a reversal candle here. We can still get it. There's still Friday as a trading day for the week. I think the markets are going to top, and that's not going to do Bitcoin any favors. But for today, Tesla is helping to drive it higher. Nvidia is not. Nvidia for the day is barely moving. So yeah, interesting markets to say the least. Good luck, traders. You got your work cut out for you. But man, look at this blow off top in Tesla. Yeah, it's interesting. I can't really remember a time it went up this much in a short amount of time, and it tends to get smacked down. It's nice. It's approaching its prior swing high, broke the MRI resistance line, but we'll see how long that lasts. Very interesting chart, though. Very interesting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Good luck, traders. This is not gonna be an easy month or two.
Good luck, traders. I like that. I like that sentiment. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Use the affiliate links in the description below. And happy 4th of July. USA. USA. See you,
Guys.
mate.